Slave laws. These are the laws that you will propose to them. If you buy a Hebrew servant, he will serve 6 years, but on the 7th he will go free, for nothing. If he entered alone, he will go out alone. If he had a wife, he and his wife will go out with him. If his master has given him a wife, and she bears him sons or daughters, the wife and her children will be his master's, and he will go out alone. And if the servant says, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go free. Then his master will bring him before the judges, and make him stand by the door or the post, and his master will pierce his ear with a spear, and he will be his servant forever. And when a man sells his daughter as a servant, she will not go out as servants usually go out. If she does not please her master, which is why he did not take her as his wife, she will be allowed to be ransomed, and he will not be able to sell her to a foreign people when he casts her away. But if he has married her to his son, he will do to her according to the custom of daughters. If he takes another wife for him, his food, his clothing, or his marital duty will not be diminished. Laws on acts of violence. And if she does none of these 3 things, she will go out of grace, without money. Whoever strikes anyone, causing him to die, will die. But the one who did not intend to hurt him, but God put him in his hands, then I will show you a place to which he should flee. But if anyone becomes arrogant against his neighbor and kills him treacherously, you will remove him from my altar so that he may die. He who strikes his father or mother shall die. Likewise, whoever steals a person and sells it, or if it is found in his hands, shall die. Likewise, whoever curses his father or mother will die. Furthermore, if some quarrel, and one strikes his neighbor with a stone or with his fist, and he does not die, but falls to his bed. If he gets up and walks outside on his staff, then the one who struck him will be acquitted. It will only satisfy him for what he was without working, and will make him healed. And if a man strikes his male or female servant with a stick, and dies under their hand, he shall be punished. But if he survives for a day or 2, he will not be punished, because he is your property. If some quarrel and hurt a pregnant woman, and she miscarries, but without death, they will be punished according to what the woman's husband imposes on them and the judges judge. But if there is death, then you will pay life for life. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a hand for a hand, a foot for a foot. Laws on responsibilities of masters and owners. Burn for burn, wound for wound, blow for blow. If a man strikes the eye of his servant, or the eye of his maidservant, and damages it, he shall release him because of his eye. And if he knocks out a tooth of his servant, or a tooth of his maidservant, for his tooth he will let him go free. If an ox gores a man or a woman, and they die, the ox shall be stoned, and its flesh shall not be eaten, but the owner of the ox will be acquitted. But if the ox has been gored for a long time, and its owner has been notified, and has not guarded against it, and it kills a man or a woman, the ox will be stoned, and its owner will also die. If a ransom price is imposed on him, then he will give for the ransom of his person whatever was imposed on him. Whether he has gored a son, or has gored a daughter, according to this judgment it will be done to him. If the ox gores a male or female servant, its owner shall pay 30 shekels of silver, and the ox shall be stoned. And if a man digs a well, or digs a cistern, and does not cover it, and an ox or a donkey falls there, the owner of the cistern will pay the damage, compensating its owner, and what was killed will be his. And if a man's ox strikes his neighbor's ox so that it dies, then they shall sell the live ox and divide the money from it, and they shall also divide the dead ox. But if it was known that the ox had been a gore for a long time, and its owner has not protected it, he will pay ox for ox, and the dead ox will be his.